Hello you guys, and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah and I'm very excited today to be joined by Kristen Marie. And we're going to be talking about 7 things that you don't need in your closet that you can declutter to really help you simplify and live your best life with less. So I'll be sharing 4 of my best tips. Kristen will be sharing 3 of her best tips. And if you want more tips of things to get rid of from your closet, check out Kristen's video, which I will link below and in the end card of this video. So shall we get started?
Let's do it.
Perfect. So one of the things that I think is a great approach to use when we're thinking about what we don't need in our closets anymore, things you haven't worn in the last 6 months and that you don't anticipate wearing in the next 6 months. Having a full year range here helps you account for any different seasonal differences. Also, like if you've got holiday related clothing, anything like that, it can be a really good way to really see what we're wearing and what we aren't wearing. And a tip a lot of people recommend is to flip your hangers the opposite direction, and then once you wear an item, then you can put the hanger back, and at the end of a certain period of time, whichever hangers are still the wrong direction, you can say, okay, I haven't worn that in this much time.
I think I would see that and say, oh, I haven't worn it, I should wear it so I can keep it.
I think I'd be the same way, so I haven't actually done it myself, but I know for a lot of people it really helps you identify things you haven't worn rather than like, oh yeah, I'll wear that sometime.
Always. But what if? But what if is my favorite thing in the closet.
Yes, the
but
what if.
The next one is the one day or the what if clothing. And this typically goes with things that you wore maybe in high school or college, maybe when you had maybe a more athletic life, you did sports as a teenager and you kept your favorite pair of jeans or your favorite mini skirt or whatever you kept, and you look at it now and you go, one day. I can't get rid of this. I'm gonna wear it. One day I'm gonna wear it. It's gonna happen. When is that one day gonna get here? Has it arrived for you? Because it's not here. So if you guys get it, let me know. But my first one is the one day or the what if clothing.
Absolutely. Definitely a worthy one to it's like we have to acknowledge, you know, the fantasy self kind of that we're not where we wanted to be.
Yep.
Why are we not there, and cut our losses.
I just want to wear my prom dress one more time. That's a lie.
Next up, clothing that you thought would work, but then it didn't, and then you feel guilty about it, but you still hold on to it. It's just kind of like a vicious cycle of guilt here. You know, sometimes we think we're buying something and going to get a certain amount of value out of it, we'll wear it in certain situations, and it just doesn't happen. Not necessarily that it was an expensive piece, but just we bought it with an intention that didn't actually come true. And so in those situations, you know, if it is just kind of sitting around and it's not bringing you the value that you thought it would, it might be best to just let it go and see if maybe someone else can get more value out of it, whether they're purchasing it from you or you're donating it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that happens a lot, especially when young adults interview for their first job.
Oh yeah.
They go out and they buy so many professional clothing. I'm going to wear this to the office. I'm going to do this, and then maybe over time as careers change, you
figure out your style as you grow as well.
Oh, yeah. I used to think blazers looked good on me. It's a lie. It's a lie. The next one is sentimental pieces. Things that, you know, bring back memories, maybe not even from high school, but like the size 4 jeans that you love and they fit great, but they're really falling apart. They're just really not good quality. You probably shouldn't be wearing them anymore, but they bring such sentimental joy. What I try to do is I try to think, I've lived my life with this piece. It's time to give it a new life with somebody else that, you know, maybe either needs it or could give it a better home than I could.
Or even if it's like worn out to an intense degree, there are often like clothing recycling programs too. If it's beyond the point of being donated. I know there's definitely certain pieces after a while it's like you really no one else can wear this.
Shoes, like with the soles torn out of them.
Falling apart, but you love the shoes so much.
Yes.
You should honestly, in those situations, feel satisfied that you actually wore something to the point of it falling apart, because it's kind of hard to do that in society with fast fashion.
Minimalist in me loves that. The minimalist and frugal person in me is like, I bought this and I got every penny out of it.
Every penny and then some.
Yep, of course.
So next up, clothing that is really tough to maintain or hard to care for, I think could be a good idea of something to get rid of. Now, I know personally I don't think I own any pieces that are dry clean only, because I don't have time for that. I don't want to go dry clean items. Or if you've got a piece that always needs to be ironed in a very intense way. We actually don't even own an iron right now, just because none of my stuff I have right now needs to be ironed, just because I know that I don't want to do that.
No.
So that's something to keep in mind if you're spending a lot of time with upkeep of certain items. There may be different versions of those things that would require a lot less of your time.
I set aside 2 hours a week to do laundry. I don't think I would iron. You have a steamer?
No.
I only have one because of performance outfits.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
For auditions and stuff.
And before we would ever buy an iron again, we would just probably go with a steamer.
It's so nice.
I have just put things like, you know, if one of us is taking a shower, I'll put the clothing in the bathroom.
It's a DIY steamer. No, it's true. Like when I travel for auditions or I'm going to go sing somewhere and I forgot an iron or something, I will just literally hang it in the shower and let the steam. It's true. DIY.
It works, yeah.
Make it work.
Exactly.
The next item is guilt pieces. Maybe something your family member got you, like if your grandma got you a really ugly Christmas sweater, but you don't want to get rid of it because you feel guilty, so you keep it in your closet. Once again, this is a good time to think, I don't use this, but maybe that's somebody else's style. Maybe that will work out, you know, somewhere else, or maybe somebody can wear that to their next ugly Christmas sweater party. So don't let guilt make you leave things in your closet.
Absolutely. You know, that negative emotion, we don't need that in our lives. So, you know, just letting it go. And I think for whoever, if someone did give that to you, they don't want to be the reason for negativity in your life.
Exactly.
They intended for that to be something that added value. So if you pass it on because you're unhappy about it, I don't think they would be upset about that.
Do you have a problem re-gifting or returning if something you don't wear or it's not your style comes to the return?
I re-gift or return so much.
I wish I had known her channel like a year ago, because I did a re-gifting collab with budgeting YouTubers.
Oh,
I actually
cool.
asked, like, because some people think that's really rude. Some people go,
I mean,
I can't.
Yeah.
But other people say, is it rude to keep it but never use it? Or is it, you know, I don't know. People were just like on different ends of that topic. So it made a good collab.
Yeah, I mean, and just going with the gifting thing, I love white elephant gift exchanges.
Yes.
My mom's side of the family always does that, and that we don't even just buy, we don't buy like regular gifts, we just do that, and I love that so much.
You pull the numbers and everything.
Oh yeah,
We do that too.
It's a hilarious day too.
Do you guys find like ridiculous gifts?
I mean, usually just random things around the house, but the funny thing is, a lot of times people are re-gifting something that they don't want, but it's actually useful to someone else. I don't know if you're aware of the group Pentatonics.
Yes.
But they, a CD of theirs was re-gifted, and I didn't have the CD, so like I was very excited about that. That was a fun little thing. So it's often works out even better than people would imagine. And then my last one here is low quality clothing. This also might be a good principle moving forward with your wardrobe, because with a lot of the fast fashion industries, at least in the US, but other places as well, clothing is made very cheaply and often can fall apart. There's a couple key stores that will not be named, but produce very low quality clothing that often falls apart for people after a few washes. And so as you think to move forward, investing in really high quality pieces that are made also in an ethical way is something that matters a lot to Jake and I. That is, I think, so important, because those are pieces that then you can have for a really long time, and kind of helps you set up like that capsule wardrobe if someone's interested in that, or, you know, good mix and match kind of pieces. So adjusting more towards that means that you'll have less turnover in your closet and be able to like hold on to things more. So that's not necessarily something to get rid of right now, but if you do have pieces as you continue, you know, purchasing clothing in the future, that might be an important thing to think about.
Absolutely. Those are 7?
Those are the 7 there. So hopefully these 7 things to remove from your closet are helpful, but if you have not already, go ahead and watch Kristen's video, because we talk through 7 additional things to give you so many great ideas of how you can declutter your closet and really help simplify your life. So I hope you guys will check that out. Of course, in the comments below, you can let us know if there are any key things that we missed. I'd love to hear from you guys, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys!